My dream for race in America is that children can grow up in a world where their race does not predict their outcomes in life.
My dream for race in America is that we can lead with love instead of leading with any bias or stereotypes.
My dream is that we all become more open-minded and are able to appreciate each other's gifts.
My dream is that we can live in peace and we are all able to express our inner beauty so that we live in harmony.
My dream is to live in a world where the color of your skin does not dictate your safety during trivial activities. My dream is that everyone can come to a mutual understanding on people's lives and experiences.
My dream is to help those cultures and races not feel so isolated in America.
My dream is for racial healing for my family and my immediate family and for others that are experiencing those same kind of scars.
So I wish that it was something that people are getting education about it earlier, and that we aren't so afraid to have those conversations.
My dream is to take the time to understand each other. Over time, it'll develop into the respect that's required.
My ultimate dream for racism in America is talking to each other with curiosity and not having preconceived notions based on their race or the color of their skin.
My dream is to know that confrontation, communication is not meant to blame.
And we're having conversations. And that was like 2 minutes per conversation, right? And yet how much came out of even that quick of a conversation? So much.
A change of heart already.
A change of heart already in the first 6 minutes of the workshop. So what was that like to share your dream?
It was very refreshing.
We're starting in the beginning of where we want to go, and at least now I know the direction where we're headed.
Listening to other people's dreams, it expands and it makes the dream more real because it encompasses everybody.
But everyone saw it a little differently, or we're just looking at it from a different perspective.
I felt just a lot of passion. Like people weren't going, oh, I don't know. People were like, yes, this is my dream. They knew what they wanted. And there's a lot of passion in this, sir.
The arc of the program features 3 major steps. First, take a look inside at your beliefs and experience when it comes to race, because they often lead to your choices and your behaviors. Second, for you to have more conversations on race, what we call our technology of change. All of this so you can move into action. The agenda consists of 8 interactive exercises done over 2 days. They reveal profound insights on your biases and assumptions. You'll become more skilled at holding race conversations and more capable at staying in difficult conversations. And you'll be challenged to consider, what is something within me that I can do? Here are your facilitators, Walter Fordham and Ann Keaton. They'll review essential agreements to ensure worthwhile conversations. And share the emotion wheel. Our emotions reveal what moves us into insight and action.
We have a stand here that we take in every workshop. And that is that we cannot have grown up in America without harboring racial bias. Consciously, unconsciously. And we're not here to agree on the extent of racism. But we do need to become experts on how it's showing up in our lives and in our piece of the world so that we can do something about it. So we have this 3-step process every time. Look inside, have conversations, discern what is mine to do, uniquely mine to do. So it's an inside job. It's based on my values, my assumptions, my beliefs, and what life has taught me.
Some of you have probably been on this journey, this racial conversation journey for quite a while. And others of you, this may be the first time where you've actually articulated what is my dream for race in this country. Our hope, our desire is that this program meets you wherever you are and takes you to the next step.
So we're not doing a book club. We're not debating the history of racism. We're not debating or solving the politics of racism, all of which needs to be dealt with. And that's just not what we're doing here.
And we'll also share how we got into this work, what brought us to this place. And you want to start?
I was born in Jackson, Mississippi in 1967. My great-grandfather was such a racist that if a black person came on the television went off for the rest of the day. Now, thankfully, somehow my grandfather and my father did not share that. And yet, I still was raised in a very white world. Women of color that I knew were working in the homes in my neighborhood. And so, again, despite an open-mindedness, there was still just such a lack of exposure. I moved to Hawaii after college, and for the first time in my life, I had the experience of being a minority. And it was absolutely eye-opening. And I remember coming back to Dunwoody, Georgia, a suburb in Atlanta. And then I married a man from Peru, full-blooded Quechua Indian, and I have 2 biracial children. And so this work is personal, and it always has been. So that's how I got here. How about you, Walter?
My home is Atlanta, Georgia. I have been doing this work being diversity, equity, and inclusion for 25 years. I was the first Black person on the senior management team in an industrial manufacturing factory. And I had only been there for a couple of days. I walked into the bathroom on the factory floor, and somebody had spray painted KKK on the bathroom wall. And I went into shock. And I remember just standing there kind of shaking. One by one, other men were coming into the bathroom. They were embarrassed. They were angry. I remember putting their arms around me and apologizing. They weren't the ones that did it, but they were ashamed. And some of them grabbed sponges and immediately started scrubbing this off the wall. And I found myself questioning, how can some people, particularly white men, be so evil and angry and bitter, while other white men can be so empathetic and kind? I remember saying, this is what I want to do. I want to create a space for dialogue. I have since gone on to work in 30 different countries on race relations, and I love it, absolutely love it. So that's me. That's a little bit about me. Let's look at our outcomes, our objectives for the workshop. The first one is to start and stay in conversations on race. Number 2, manage emotions to stay open and present. It gets emotional, and we'll get emotional. That's part of it. And we want to learn how to manage those emotions. And then this last one, to answer the question, what is mine to do?
We have some agreements that we would like to make with y'all. The first of which is others' experiences stay in the room. So we want you to share your experiences and how you've been impacted and how you've been changed. Permission to share raggedy thoughts. We don't necessarily have this fully formed. So let's give ourselves some grace and permission to share our own raggedy thoughts.
We can't promise, and catch this, we can't promise safety or comfort. Another one we have is to be respectful of people's level of weariness on this topic, which means in a practical sense that you don't always have to say something. We want to steer away from the history of racism. We're not here to debate current events. We're not here to change anyone's mind except our own. If you're in agreement, let me see the hands. Fantastic.
So part of what we're going to do is spend time getting clear on what our emotions are. So if you look in the center of the tool, we've got the more familiar emotions: fear, anger, sadness, surprise, joy. And as you go out from the center of the wheel, it gets more and more specific. And so it's really compelling for me to know, not just that I feel sad or angry, but oh my God, I feel anguish. I feel embarrassed, feel ashamed, and I feel hopeful too. So we're going to spend time with this emotional wheel. Just, again, we're looking inside. So just keep it handy.
Now it's time for a powerful video profiling American lawyer and social justice advocate Bryan Stevenson. The video was done by his alma mater, Harvard Law. Bryan's accomplishments include founding the organization, the Equal Justice Initiative, portrayed in the movie Just Mercy, and helping initiate a new museum in Montgomery, Alabama, honoring 4,000 African Americans lynched in the South. The 6-minute video goes by fast. Listen for his 4 ways to dismantle racism. Get proximate to the other issues. Change the narrative, the story on race in our country. Do what's uncomfortable. Remain hopeful. Afterwards, you will have a moment to reflect. In video number 3, watch Brian Stevenson reveal 4 steps to dismantle racism. 4 steps you can take, all requiring new conversations on race. To access the series, click on the playlist.